34. We've been here for a while, and now we have arrived at the final run of this marathon, and it's going to be a good one. We have right here, Link to the Past, Legend of Zelda, an open mode randomizer race. So there's a lot of things here happening right now, and a lot of people here. We have 2 runners and a commentator. So guys, if you would just introduce yourselves, explain a little bit who you are and what we're going to do.
I guess that's our cue. Hi, I'm Crrool. I run this game. That's Xita. He's also going to run this game. And I think we should just get started, and we'll let the commentator do the rest.
Yes, and in case you're wondering, I'm Wired Wiki. I will be the commentator for the race today. I can tell that both of these runners are pretty experienced, so you're gonna see something fun here. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna count down in 3, 2, 1, go. So in this case, we are playing a open randomizer with boss shuffle. We see a divergence immediately. Crrool picking up the sword from the house, which is pretty good. I guess saving, quitting, and going to Sank right now. So that's the first advantage Crrool has right here. And basically what boss shuffle means, for the people who are not familiar with it, the bosses of all the dungeons are shuffled, including the 3 mini bosses in Ganon's Tower as well. So that's going to be an interesting one to see. That does mean that some items might not be required that usually are required to beat the seed. For example, there is a possibility that they don't need the ice roll because there is no Trinex in the seed. We don't know yet. All right, and Xita getting the bush crab. Bush crab dropping 20s. So Xita has the money right there. That's good knowledge. Crrool doing the same. Getting some money. And we see Xita check the lumberjacks. The lumberjack item is a herd container. So for the item, they don't have to do Aga. There is still a possibility that they have to do it, but that depends on where the items in the game are. At least for the lumberjack item. Oh, we have a map check. I think that was a green pendant Eastern. That's kind of vanilla. Or was it blue? I'm hearing blue. It was a pendant at least. So pendant Eastern. Xita pulling more rupees out of the bush crab. Xita not having a weapon though, but that's not gonna hurt him yet. The green rupee, they leave that. Who needs a green rupee anyways, right? Oh, bombs. That's very, very convenient. They got the bombs because they want that because there are a couple of items in Kakariko that are locked behind the bomb. That's a good thing that they find that. If not, they could have bought it for 50 in the shop, so it's not the worst, but it's nice to not spend so much rupees because there are a couple of things in this game that you need money for. The most expensive one is Zora, actually, for 500 rupees, so they want to save up a little bit of money there. All right, there we are in Blind's Hunt. There are 5 items here, one locked behind the bomb. And this is like usually the opening play. There's a lot of items that you can get in Kakariko Village. Okay, so far nothing interesting yet. For people who are wondering, actually, oh, that's powder. Okay, that's nice. Xita is actually playing with the Hollow Knight character. I think it's called Melme. Not entirely sure, but I think that's what it is. I see everyone right here. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, there is in the randomizer you can customize your the sprite you're playing with. I think currently there are over 400 sprites to choose from, so that's a lot. All right, this is Kakariko Well. So we see similar plays here, which is kind of normal in the early game. Oh, we have flippers. That's spicy. Okay, that gives them a couple more checks when they go South Shore. And 100 rupees, which means Xita actually has the Zora money, but is probably going to spend 100 at the bottle vendor, so he probably needs to get a little bit more. But with the flippers, that's actually pretty convenient. Oh, that's a bowl. That's 100 rupees well spent. Not bad at all. All right, another location that is locked behind the bombs. So we see Chicken Hut. Mind you, we didn't met the incentive for an Randomizer, only for boss shuffle. If this was Randomizer, these chickens would not be chickens. I mean, most of the time. Alright, Crrool actually opting to go to the shop to buy bombs, which is not a bad choice. Definitely not. Xita looking... Yeah, Xita skips that option. It's gonna find more bombs anywhere. Or things like, I have bow and arrow, I don't need bombs anymore. At least for now, so. Oh, there's Quake. There's Quake on library, that's an interesting one. So to pull the library item, you wanna, you need to have boots. And Quake is potentially required. It does, the medallions can be required to some degree. It depends on what the entrance is to both Mire and Turtle Rock. Plus, if they are required, if there are pendants or crystals. There's one medallion that can be more valuable, and that's the Bombos medallion, because you can use that in Ice Palace as well instead of the Fire Rod. And I missed what there was on Racing Game, but they're doing it, so it's probably important. Oh, it's a okay, it's a mushroom. That's it's one of those items that can give you something, but it's fetch quests. Same as the powder, by the way. Early fetch quest there. So when's shovel? I'm legitimately asking. Okay, there's the sword for Xita as well. So far it's pretty neck and neck, which is understandable. Xita actually opting to go for the castle, it seems. I wonder if Crrool's doing the same or going South Shore. Crrool is definitely doing the same. So right now it's just neck and neck. They're following each other's trail. Let's see what our uncle has today. It has more bombs, of course. And rupees, so Uncle not delivering. But we're gonna go to the castle. In the front, there are at least 2 items. There can be 4 in total. And I wonder if we're gonna see some dark room action as well. This gives another item. So far, nothing that interestingly happening. We're gonna see the way to the basement. And we will see Xita go there first. It's slightly ahead. So kill the guard to get the key and then check the item. And because of key logic, this means there are at least 3 items. No, at least 2 items still. Because they can still find the map. The key cannot be here because of key logic. There's 4 other chests. There's 4 other chests in here that you can grab. With 3 in the front, 1 in Dark Cross, 3 in the back at Sanctuary. So we're gonna see if they can actually reach the back, although it's not in logic yet because they don't have a fire source. That's 300 rupees. I think that's what. I think they both like that because Zora is definitely a good option right now. Going South Shore and then pick Zora right away as well. And hopefully, I mean Zita's rupee count is the lucky 777s. So let's hope he has a little bit of the luck in his favor. Let's hope it's not bad RNG today. All right, using the boomerang to stun the guard. Okay, Crrool actually going for the pot strats. Not bad, not bad. It's a little bit safer, but also slightly slower. Okay, both opting to save and quit, so no darkroom shenanigans yet. Just to explain a little bit about that, there is one item in the dark. You can get there if you know the rooms, but it's not a logic. You either need a lamp or a fire rod because we're playing on advanced logic. And the way it works with the fire rod is a dark room can be a logic with the fire rod if there are torches in that room. If there's not a torch in that room, then it's only a logic with the lamp. Both knowing that it's not a logic and potentially can just be a small key, they opt to skip it probably. And now we see a play here. Oh, speaking of lamp, great. So that means Dark Cross now isn't logic. I wonder if they go back at this point. Alright, nothing flooded. 20 rupees is not gonna... That's not what they're looking for. But yeah, the lamp there, right after you did castle, is kind of eh. Alright, there we have the map check. Yeah, it was a blue pendant indeed. Alright, actually Crrool slightly taking the lead here. Some better movement, but has to watch out. Only one heart left. And for people who have like the spotted the hearts, yeah, they're green. You can customize the color of your hearts to green, blue, red, and yellow, if I'm correct. Alright, we're seeing a little bit of different strats. Crrool going just with the sword over the gap. Xita opting to just throw bombs, which it works, but it's a little bit wonky. You're dependent on the movement of the mini Moldorms. And by the looks of it, Xita is struggling a little bit. Get it there nicely though. And Mini Moldorm Hut, 5 items. They have the Cane of Sumaria, also known as Game Breaking Stick. We won't see that much in this category because this category mostly is mostly in NMG rule set. But if you play major glitches, for example, that Sumaria brings a lot. Yeah, just brings a lot of game breaking right there. We might see it, or I think we're gonna see some use of the Cane of Sumaria that is not allowed in MG runs, but is allowed in Rando. The famous Icebreaker for Ice Palace, and there's also Diver Down for Swamp. I don't know if we're gonna see that yet or not. It depends on if they need to go there or not. I know Xita knows both of the tricks, so if he needs to go there, we're gonna see some action, and we'll explain a little bit about that as well. All right, Icewood Cave with the 10 bombs, nice refill, but not what they're looking for. And Crrool right away goes back down, goes into the water, probably, and goes to Zora. Xita actually saving and quitting. Interesting. Interesting. Would he? I think he would just go from the top there. Which is slightly... I don't think it's that much faster. You can check the item on the island though, so that's a good bonus. You can check that right away, which is a red boomerang. They're not gonna go for that. They have the best boomerang in the game anyways already. So Crrool going to the hobo under the bridge. Let's see what the hobo has for us. Would be weird if it just popped 300 rupees, like, why are you a hobo? Come on. An actual bottle, okay. That feels kind of vanilla. At least there's a bee in there, and Crrool's like, I'm not having no bee shenanigans. No. Alright. So they have a bottle, which means they have another check in Kakariko, which is the sick kit. You need a bottle to actually get his item. Alright, Crrool checking the item on the island, sees it's a red boomerang, and is like, yo, let's skip that. I mean, they can access it anyways now, but they're not gonna remember that. Alright. Oh, Xita, it's a whirlpool. Xita. Okay, take your time. Okay, good. All right, the fairy giving a bee. So in the normally, if you give a bottle to the fairies, you will fill it with a green potion. In the randomizer, that's also randomized. It can be fairy, a bee, a gold bee, or one of the potions. So the green potion, the red potion, or the blue potion. In this case, it's just a bee. And there is the mirror on Zora's ledge. They are gonna be happy to find that. It's a nice item to have early on. And they're gonna see what Zora has for them. At this point, considering the items they have, there's not a lot of options left. Right now, they can go to Sasha's closet for 3 items. They can dip Eastern, but actually potentially full clear. It depends on the boss that's there. But it is a pendant, so do you really want that? Preferably not, but it's still 3 items. And they have a Gina left in Logic, which is 1 singular check. I think that's all there is right now. If not, then yeah, that's what they currently have. Thinking about the options here. And Sickit, of course, they have Sickit. I forgot about that. Sickit is also to play now. Oh, they have the... Yeah. No, Crrool actually is going to turn in the mushroom. Right, they still have the potion shop as well. I forgot about that. Xita considering going back? Decides to save and quit? Alright. Oh, and Xita actually going back to the castle for Dark Cross. This is an interesting one because that can either be a map, an item, or it can be the small key that lead them to the back. So that's also a really spicy option. Well, turning in the mushroom gives you 1 singular rupee. Oh boy. And Crrool actually opted to buy a green potion, which is not bad. Yeah, so basically they have like a couple of scattered checks, and then the big check here is Sasha's Closet and Eastern, which are 6 guaranteed items. Or 5 depending on the boss, but... So 5 guaranteed and optionally 1 extra. Okay, that's a heart piece, so that means in the back of Escape there's both a map and a key. So there's basically 1 item left in the back of Escape. Unless I misremembered the map, but... I don't think I've seen it yet. Okay, and we now know that Misery Mire is the green pendant. That's also an advantage of going to Sasha's Closet. He will tell you what the green pendant is. And there we have the Moon Pearl and another bottle. Alright. So now Crrool opting to go for Eastern, which is... I think that is the correct play right now. It's the most items... that's just it. It's the most items right now. Combined with Sasha's Closet, so... Alright. So, what has been... freshly updated, I think like a couple months ago. In the top left corner, you see a little P there. And the P actually stands for pendant. Once you enter a dungeon, that's your indicator if a dungeon is a pendant or a crystal, if you didn't know already. And there's the big key in the first chest. So they can go until the boss. And there's another new feature, which is that the compass actually shows you what the boss will be in that dungeon. So if they find... I wonder if they're gonna do a map check once they have the compass to see what the boss is there. It can save up sometimes, especially in modes like Key Sanity, where the maps and the compasses are also shuffled throughout the whole game, so not just in their respective dungeons. Oh... While I said that, they find the cape, which means Aghanim is now in Logic. Will this be an Aga seed? Oh boy. So, in order to do Aghanim, you need a lamp, at least one sword and then either a sword upgrade or a cape to actually be able to beat Aga 1. And that can be your logical Dark World axes. Considering we don't have any gloves or hammer, it kind of feels like that might be what's up here. That this is a required Aga seed. Alright, the heart piece, which means it is the second item in this dungeon. There's only one more left. Crrool actually, reading the hints, there's no hints in this. I'm sorry, Crrool. And there's the third item, so I wonder if Crrool goes on? Because they have pulled 3 items. Yeah, Crrool realizes and is like, I have nothing to do here. I'm gonna go out. That makes a lot of sense. So Pod pretty much, well, not a bust. It actually gave them Aga access. All right, so only a few more checks. I said Agina has one more check, which is an off check in the desert. Sikid is still a check as well, which is where Crrool's heading right now. And I think that's it for the guys. Guys, there's no hints. No. No. We're not gonna make it that easy.
They keep trying.
They keep trying, yes. All right. And Zita also remembering, I got my 3 items. I don't want to do this. So Sikid with a heart container, which means unless Aghanim has something like a book or a glove, I think this might be. Yeah, I think this reeks of Aga. This reeks of Aga. For Crrool, there's still 2 options because Crrool didn't check Dark Cross yet. I think only Zeta did at this point. But Zeta haven't checked the Mushroom Spot and the Sick Kit yet. No, Zeta, you don't have a glove. That doesn't work. So Crrool actually going to the desert for the one-off check. I wonder. No, Crrool, you also don't have a glove. You cannot lift that rock to get more rupees. No. So I wonder if Crrool is gonna check what's on Desert Ledge. But looks of it, yeah. So that's a little bit of knowledge. They need either Titansmiths and a flute for that, or a book. It is a piece of heart. Nobody really cares about that. Not until you have a specific amount of health. They have 6 hearts right now, or at least Crrool has. Zeta will get that soon, I guess. Zeta also going to Aghanim. Alright, so if this is not a glove, this is an Aga seed, for sure. Could also be a book, potentially. No, it's bombs. This is an Aga seed, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be fun. So there's a couple of ways where you can get Dark World access in. If you have a hammer and a glove, you can get Dark World access near your house. You can also get Dark World access in Kakariko. You can even go up the mountain and go to the Dark World there. Especially with the mirror, there's a couple of things you can do right there. But you still need a glove, and they don't have one. The other option is having the Titansmith, so both gloves, in order to go to the Dark World in Kakariko. I think that's the only portal that you can do at that point. Oh, well, and still the Death Mountain, of course. But yeah, the third option is the not so fun option, and that's going through Aga 1. So basically, how you would go to the Dark World in the vanilla game. So in order to get past that bat, that electrical bat, you either need the cape or you need a Master Sword to beat it. So that's why that's the requirement. And you need at least one sword. And I will explain to you why when we get there. Okay, so Crrool not opting to go for Dark Cross yet. Is thinking, well, this is just an Agassiz, let's go with it. Probably wants to wait for a glove to check the back and then get the item from Dark Cross from there, probably. Hoping that's not a key that brings him actually to Dark Cross. But yeah, Zeta also going for Aga, leaving Sikid behind. I justify that. I think that's justified. Just for one item and just nowhere near the the Dark World axis. I think it's fine to play it that way, to leave that behind. For now, at least. Want to route it in when he goes to Kakariko or to Village of Outcast, because with the mirror you can actually route it in pretty easily. Okay, so Aga Tower is just a couple minutes walking around, getting to the Dark World and finding nothing interesting. So, Dago, if you have anything to say, please go ahead.
Well, let's make sure of that. We are currently hosting this event in the Esports Game Arena. We are on site actually again. It's been a while, but we are finally back on site, so it's amazing to be here. And thanks to the Esports Game Arena for providing us with this location. Now, if you want to check out more, hopefully offline events, there is going to be BSG Annual 2022 in the middle of August, and that is actually going to be an offline event as well. So if you want to look into that, make sure to check it out soon. I think the submissions are already closed, I believe, but the event will take place in the middle of August. So if you want to check out more offline events, make sure to look into that one.
All right, and as we see these runners going through here, Crrool making use of his bow. And that's an interesting thing about our room. The bats don't actually count as enemies, so the door just opens when you beat the guards. It's weird how that works, because the stupid thing is the arrows that the guards shoot actually do count as that. Yeah, if you beat everything and the arrow is still in there, then the door won't open until the arrow is off screen. It's really weird how that works. Game mechanics. Ooh, Crrool. That was close, Crrool. Crrool looking for more hearts desperately. Picking up some arrows along the way. There's the heart that he wanted. Oh, that's a full magic drop. That's interesting to know. So what I can tell you about, all the enemies are also in different prize pools. So for example, usually the guards just drop, I think, are in the baby tier pool, so like a green rupee, a heart, small magic, such like that. But that's also randomized. So if you notice that guards can drop full magic, they're probably in the magic pool or in the god tier pool. Where you can get 8 bombs, 20 rupees, fairies as well, stuff like that. All right, this is a synced up Aga. Wow. So I guess we can say so far the seed is like pretty linear. Okay, and this is actually the reason you need a sword. You need to cut down the ropes there. That's the only reason. Oh, and you need to shoot Aga's balls back. But you can do that with the bug net as well, so that's not technically sword required. And we're gonna count how many blue balls we see today. So far it's been none. I think Xita is slightly ahead. That's one. That's one. In this randomizer, the cycles are the same for both players, just to make it even and equal. So it's not like one player can get completely RNG'd and the other just goes on. They both have the same pattern. So. Alright, that's 3 blue balls, which means we're gonna get a 3rd cycle here. So every cycle, Aga shoots 4 balls. It's 4 blue balls even, wow. Shoots 4 balls. The first one is always a guaranteed hit. The other 3 are 50-50s. So if you're lucky, you can get a 1 cycle Aga. So this is now a 2nd cycle Aga. Or, yeah, well, 2 cycle, and now it's just 3rd cycle. You need to get 2 cycles anyways. That's 5 blue balls. There we go. Aga is done. So now we have our Dark World axis. And considering the items we don't have a lot to go to. We do have the flippers, but that doesn't actually give us anything at the moment. So I think the only thing that can do right now is go to pod. Zeta skipping the 50. Crrool actually getting it because when you want to go into pod, you need to pay 10 rupees to the monkey to follow you, and then another 100 to actually open the dungeon. And Crrool is now gonna check Dark Cross. Okay. And there we go. We see green pendant mire. We see a red pendant swamp. And I kind of miss what the red crystals were. Again, it's Turtle Rock and Thief Stone are the red crystals. Okay. Thanks, Zeta. I appreciate you looking again so I can figure it out. The green pendant mire, we knew that already. The last pendant being swamp. Considering they have the mirror and the flippers, it's kind of iffy. You don't want to go there, but... Alright, so we're gonna go to Pod. Pod has 5 items here. In the front, you can find 6 treasure chests. 4 of them are guaranteed small keys because of the key logic. So if they found both items in the front, they know that all the other chests are small keys in the front.
I may quickly interrupt with a donation.
Yeah,
We've
go.
got a $5 donation from Killer Chair, actually, who is right here in front of us. Hello there, host, commentators, and tech. Greetings from the couch. Smiley face. Thank you very much for the €5 donation.
Alright, and as we can see, Zeta actually got a small key in the first chest, which means he's not forced to go to the right side first. There's a big key as well. That's a good find at the front. So that means there's one other item he can find in the front. Yeah, one more item. That can be a map, that can be a compass, that can be an actual item. That is a small key though. And once again, Crrool trailing by, following his tail basically. All right, so the right side actually requires a bow because there are some mimics there. And especially the red mimic can only be beaten by bow. But looking at the keys right now, this is not particularly bow locked. There's at least one small key here, so it is definitely convenient. But it's not necessary to actually get to the back. There's another small key. Well, unless both of them are small keys, I think then it is actually required. And there's another small key, which means there is potentially an item in the vanilla bay key chest, and that's not what you want to see. Especially because it can still be a small key, and that would be a waste. Alright. We see Crrool making the same plays. See that now getting here. The last thing you want to see here is a small key, a map, or a compass. It's the map. Of course it is. So that means there's still 5 items left in this Palace of Darkness. Crrool really trying to get that hint, but it's not there. I'm sorry. So, just to explain a little bit, there is an option they can turn on that you can play with hints. So it would say stuff like, bombs are hammer locked, like, yay, that's really the information I wanted. Or it can give useful hints like Somaria is an ice palace. The hints can be hit or miss, basically. So that's the 5th small key that Zeta just picked up. Means there's one more small key, there is a compass, and all the other things are actually potentially valuable items. There's the small key. There is the first item, which is a blue rupee. I mean, I think we've seen enough in this room already. Yeah, Zeta's just not even bothering with them anymore. Alright. Zeta opting to go to Harmless Highway first and then go to the Dark Maze. There is a compass, and the boss is Armos Knight, so we can clear that. We can beat that. The Armut's Knights are clearable. So everything else they pick up right now are all items. There's 10 arrows. That is, oh my god. The hammer there, that's gross. I feel sorry for them. That's gross.
See the pain in Zita's face. He's not too happy with that.
A hammer in pods, are you kidding me? And just insult to injury, it's right next to the big chest where it usually is. Oh boy. We're in for a good one, aren't we? All right. Well, on the positive side, they can clear this dungeon now because they have the hammer. It's mean, but it's also they have an option now. I mean, there had to be something here because they pretty much don't have any other options. Hammer though is really only giving them. I need to think about this, but I think it's only giving them Hype Cave after this. And Catfish potentially, I think. No, Catfish actually you need a glove for that. So it's just Hype Cave at this point. And then go to Stumpy and Digging Game. That's basically it. But first we have the Armos Knights, which are the boss, which is also an item. So they could potentially get more. And we see Crrool's face there, yeah, he's laughing, yeah, I understand, that's just a laugh of pain. Cool, getting a nice refill out of that hard piece though, so that's cool. Alright, so right now it's just going to the boss. We're gonna see the Armos Knights. Zita has 27 arrows. Crrool has also 27 arrows. So it's gonna be fine. They only need 18. Potentially less because if you damage them into the spikes, they actually get more damage. No, they still need 3 arrows. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then the last one, and that's done for Zita. Oh, Zita. Watch out. Only on one heart, but gets the crystal. That's the first crystal done. So in this mode, it's open mode, they need all 7 crystals to beat Ganon. But for Ganon's tower, it's actually random crystals. So potentially when they have access to Ganon's tower, they can actually go in there already. Alright.
Alright, I've got 2 more donations to quickly interrupt. We've got 1 donation of 5 years from the Blue Rupee 166 who asks, can you find me and all of my cousins? I think there were a lot of them in that room, but maybe there are a lot more of them in chests further down the road. And we got another donation from Sylvester the Tech Dude, which is just sitting behind me with another 5 euros. Hello, chat and couch. Enjoy the run. Kind regards, Tech and Co. Yes, so enjoy the rest of the run.
Alright, so Zita's making his way to Hype Cave now. I wonder what we're gonna see in Hype Cave. Is it Hype again? It was Hype in V27, V28 of the randomizer. We're now currently on V31, and which it hasn't been Hype for a while. Like Hype Cave is usually a bust. But we're gonna see what it is today. Hype Cave giving us 5 items. Crrool making good work of the Armos Knights as well. So GG's to Crrool. Alright, Hype Cave. Arrow refill. Another arrow refill. A hook shot. Uh-oh. So hook shot actually gives them access to Village of Outcast. But it also gives you full clear access to Swamp. So what are we gonna choose? Okay, Zita actually opted to skip Swamp right here. Is gonna go to Stumpy. And Digging Game probably as well. There we see the map check from Crrool. I understand the decision. You don't want to dip into a pendant swamp. Although it has 6 items. It is pretty item dense, but I mean, you want to skip it. Let's be real. Stumpy with the 10 arrows, and then he's going to go... Oh, I see what he's doing. So he's going to go to digging game, and then... Oh, he's... Oh, doing K45 first. Yes, okay. That's actually smart routing. It's just money. Oh, watch out. Ooh. Crrool's making this a sighting goal. Whew. Survived. Don't worry about it. Calculate it. Crrool going to Hype Cave as well. Alright. Getting a hard container there, so that's nice. And that's actually Sankard. I didn't even realize, but that's Sankard, so it's fully recovered its health. Chess game with the vanilla heart piece. I wonder how Zita feels about that. Okay, so Zita is actually saving quitting, going to the pyramid, and I guess just going to Village of Outcast, which I agree with that. Crrool actually doing the same right now, going to Stumpy and digging game first. Skipping out on the pendant swamp. Yeah, with the hammer and the hookshot, they can actually get over to that side. And now they have the access to Village of Outcast, which is a couple of checks. They can also dip into Skull Woods if they want, which is, I mean, it can be good. Oh, Zita actually going for Graveyard Wedge first. I mean, why not while you're here? That makes a lot of sense. That does mean that Kingston is gonna be a little bit isolated there. But on the other end, I think this is a good way to route in a Graveyard Ledge. Sadly, it has nothing. Crrool actually making good use of the knowledge, saving quitting in the light world, then going to the castle to go to the dark world. I think is when you have done Aga 1 and you have the mirror, if you save and quit in the dark world, it will put you on the pyramid. If you save and quit in the light world, you can choose where you go. But the portal on the castle entrance is right there as well. And with that, I think Crrool actually skipped digging game. Pretty sure, because I still see the rupee count. So, I mean, it's fair. It can do that after Village of Outcast as well. Crrool actually skipping Graveyard Ledge as well. Probably wants to go there once he has the boot, so he can route in Kingston with that. I missed what was on the ledge, but considering Zita's walking away from it, it's nothing interesting because they have the cape. So we're gonna see on Crrool's screen, it's a hard container. All right, Zita skipping Skullwoods for now, going to Village of Outcast first. In my opinion, good choice. There are 3 items there. There's also 4 in Thieves Town that's fully clearable. In a weird way. No, never mind. There is the first glove. Not in a weird way anymore. Because there is a boulder that's in the way, and you can get around that, but it takes a little bit more time. It's like a really awkward route. But since they have the glove now, they can just route it properly, and they have proper Dark World access right now. So it's not long walks to Village of Outcasts anymore if they need to. Alright, clearing everything in Village of Outcast. Potentially hoping on boots. That would make Thieves Town a lot faster. Gambling pays off. Paying 30, get 400. I mean, I don't want to encourage you, but And Xita not forgetting that he still has Sick Kit there. Getting the hard container, putting him up to 8, I think. Yeah, sounds about 8. And now they're both going into Thieves Town, I would say. Yeah, they're both going into Thieves Town. That makes a lot of sense. And there they find Brian's Stick. I mean, it's actually called Cane of Burna, but we call it Brian's Stick. Which is, considering they have the cape, it's not that valuable right now. Okay, there's a small key. They want that for the Thieves Town big chest, for sure. So that means there's a guaranteed 2 items in the back. Yeah, guaranteed 2, because the big key is always in the front. They found the small key, the big key. Or, well, they found the small key, they're gonna find the big key. So 2 items in front, 2 items in the back. And the big key is just chilling on its vanilla location. Of course it is. To be fair, it's a 1 in 4 in this case, so it's whatever. You wanna get that anyways. Alright, so Crrool slightly ahead in Thieves Town. Did skip some locations. But so far that was nothing of value, so that might work in Crrool's favor. Alright, picking up the small key from there and go to the back. Here's the interesting thing. Since this is a boss shuffle, they can actually just walk into the boss room and potentially defeat the boss. I think that's what Xita is gonna do. It's oh no, they're both going to the back. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I know there's 2 items, so you need to go to the back anyway if you want to full clear it. But if the boss has an item, they can just bail out once they found the last one. No, Crrool. Once again, there's no hints. There is no hints. It's all you, buddy. I mean, I get that. I play when I play randomizers just for fun. I also tend to use hints. It makes the game a little bit more interesting as well. It can actually change your route a little bit if you know certain spots for certain items. But it's a nice addition, to be honest. All right, they found the map there in the attic. Oh, Crrool, watch out. Watch out. There you go. Well done. So using the powder and anti-fairies give you actual fairies. Which is nice to know, especially because they're still on Green Mill. Dark World can hit like a truck. So this is the part where if you don't have a glove, you need to beat all the enemies, go to the door left. So you need to walk all the way around. But with the glove, this is way more convenient. Xita going for big chest first, getting the item. So the last item is actually in the boss. And it's Lemolas, we can see from Crrool's perspective. Because Crrool just found the compass. It's Lemolas, they can clear that, they can beat that. So that means they're gonna go for their first red crystal. The difference with the crystals is there are 2 red crystals, and if you have both of those red crystals, you can actually buy the big bomb, which gives you Pyramid Fairy, which gives you 2 more items. So if you have multiple crystals that you can clear, you can prioritize the red crystals first in order to get 2 extra checks. Alright, so they're gonna go to Lemolas. Oh, it looks like Crrool didn't actually bomb the ceiling. I mean, in this case, it's not necessary. But if this was vanilla blind, they still had to bomb the ceiling. But then the maiden would also be in the cell. Alright, so it's fight or swordline Mola. They have other weapons that they can use. You can do it with a hammer, you can do it with Somaria even. Arrows are the most effective, but also the weirdest one to hit. Alright. Oh, nice arrow hit there from Xita. That's the first head done on Crrool's side. And that's the second head done on Xita's side. And there it is. Nice fight by Xita. Crrool needs to watch out a little bit. There's the crystal for Xita. Come on, Crrool. Nice. That's the second head down. Only one more. There we go. Good fight from both. Rewarded with bombs. Alright. So Xita is now going to Skullwoods. So in Skullwoods, they can only check the front right now because they don't have the fire rod to go to the back. So potentially they can get 2 items, but it's also possible that both of the items are in the back. Or maybe the big key and one item is in the back, and the big chest has the other one. That's also a possibility. What we do know is the front always has 3 small keys, I believe. Something key logic. Then again, I might be wrong on that because they might have updated the logic lately. Alright, Xita making good use of that Somaria. That's a map, and Crrool's actually catching up on the digging game, which is the 5th dig, which is very nice. It's a nice, quick dig. Xita opting to go for the small key here first. And then go back and make this an easy round to go. Alright. And by the looks of it, I think Crrool is gonna check the back of his keep. And potentially go to the mountain with the glove that they got out of Village of Outcast. It's not a bad option as well. So let's see if I was correct that back of escape has both the small key and the map. But I think it is. There's the small key. There's the map. And there's 300 rupees. Alright. And Xita actually... Oh, that's big. That is the Titansmiths. That's actually huge. That's actually... Now the game opens up. I think that was the first item out of Skullwoods. And there's another small key. But yeah, that glove gives a lot of things. I think, knowing Xita, I think Xita is gonna go for blacksmiths right away. Especially with the mirror, it's like a quick little turnaround. Like a quick little check. Using the mirror as well to potentially do Magic Bat as well. But yeah, Crrool opting to go for the mountain. And the mountain is, at least Light World is completely in logic for Crrool. Has the hookshot, has the hammer, can do Tower of Hera, Paradox Cave. Can even go on top of Spectacle Rock. So I understand this decision. I understand that. Xita going for blacksmiths. Going for hammer packs as well, and I can't see why he would skip Magic Bat as well. Has the hammer, can mirror out. All right, Spectacle Rock itself, or at least on top of the Spectacle Rock, is nothing. In Spectacle Rock, we see also nothing. Xita opting to go for the heart piece. Why not? You went through all the trouble to hammer down the peg, so why not pick it up? I wonder if Xita is gonna turn in the purple chest though. Or is he gonna leave that behind for another time? I guess once you go with this play, you're gonna take the purple chest with you as well. But yeah. Crrool going into Hera. 2 items here to be obtained. That is the map. We don't need the map. And Xita, we're gonna see what Magic Bat had. Oh, no. Crrool. There's no hints. A lot. Yeah. There's no hints. It's muscle memory for Crrool. I see that. So there's the big key. Don't have the small key yet. So cannot go to the basement. Alright, Xita is taking the purple chest with him. Probably mirrors save and quits. Yeah, that makes the most sense. And then turn it in right away. When you save and quit, it actually will bring the purple chest with you. Crrool with the compass, and the boss is a Helma. So, ooh, it is beatable. It definitely is. It's not fun. Helmasaur on Tower of Hera happens a lot, and it tends to hover over the hole, so you can even hit the mask with the hammer a bunch of times. But we'll see how these runners deal with that. Purple chest not worth it. Ooh, okay, there's a bow there in the big chest, so silvers for Crrool. Not bad at all. And I think Xita is gonna follow up on the mountain play here. I wonder if Xita is not going back with his cape. Either forgot or was like, it's only 1 item, who cares? Alright, there is Helmasaur. And as you can see, it glitches out a little bit. The game is not... the game did not take count for that. Yeah, so this is the problem with this guy. It just keeps there. It just stays there. It's really weird to hit it with the hammer there. What a lot of people don't know is that bombs actually work as well to damage the mask. It needs 5 explosions in total, or it needs 17 hammer hits, and that is unfortunate for Crrool. Being on Green Mill, oh, it has the fairy. Right, they picked up the bottle with the fairy, I forgot about that. But yeah, when you're on Green Mill, a lot of the dark mode stuff hits like a truck. For example, Helmasaur. Yeah, the hammer hits are really weird in this room. So 17 hammer hits in total. Either that or 5 bomb explosions. Crrool going for the hammer strats. Pretty intense fight. Pretty intense fight. I think these like 4 or 5 more hits. That's 1. 2, 3. Oh, 3. Okay, nice. So now it's just shoot a silver arrow in it. There we go. Nice one. Nicely done by Crrool. Okay, and Xita actually after Spectacle Rock. Oh, oof. Xita is going for Paradox Cave first. A small key, that's not what you want to see. You know there's still an item left, and now you need to go to the basement for the 2nd item. I wonder if Crrool's gonna do that or gonna skip it. It is 1 item, and you need to wait a long time for that. Crrool actually goes back in. It's gonna take the time, so Crrool is gonna have a little bit of time off there. Because the tower room takes up to a minute, I think. To be fair, I'm not exactly sure on the times, but you wait for a long time. Oh, there's the fire rod for Xita and Paradox. Oh, that means Skull Woods can now be cleared as well. Alright, so Crrool is just waiting there in the pegs, being invincible, and just waiting for the tiles to play around. Alright, so Xita is gonna pick up some items in Paradox Cave. Got the fire rod already, so Paradox was already worth it. And the shovel. You love to see it. I'm digging it.
I can't see it, but I'm looking at him with a very stern look. Disappointed.
All right. So we're gonna see, was all the way worth it for the Hera basement? It was not. Oh, did we just see the boots on there? There is boots on the island. Good for Xita. Xita has the Titansmiths. Crrool has not. So Xita can actually pick that up right away. Xita is actually taking the portal. We're gonna check. We need bombos for Turtle Rock. So that's what we know right now. And I can only imagine, yeah, Xita is going straight away for those boots. Xita loves his boots. I mean, who doesn't? And I will quote Xita, now the game is playable. Meanwhile, Hookshot Cave not having anything interesting so far. It's a bottle, it's and arrows, no. Hookshot Cave itself is not worth it. Meanwhile, in Spiral Cave, we have 20 rupees. But yeah, this is a pretty big difference because I don't see Crrool coming here back soon, even with the Titansmiths. Especially when you find the Fire Rod, I see Crrool going to Ice first. So it will take a while for Crrool to get the boots, I would reckon. Xita's like, oh no, I see boots, I'm gonna grab them. So there's the boots, he can go fast now. And Crrool finding the Fire Rod right there as well. Xita is going to Super Bunny Cave. I think Xita has not done Spiral Cave yet. And I wonder, because I can only imagine Xita is going to check how many crystals are required for GT. And is he going to do Spiral Cave or Spy Cave? Everyone's favorite location. Or maybe, I was going to say maybe dip into Turtle Rock. I mean, that's not really possible yet, is it? Alright, so Crrool is gonna go back to his house. And I imagine maybe a swamp play? They need 6 crystals to enter. So as of now, they cannot get there. Crrool actually gonna check Dig Spot. Yes, that's actually a check. Right. So Xita is gonna clear Hera, gonna get the crystal. Not really anything new. We know what's there. It's gonna just take a while. Dig Spot with the heart piece. And also for Xita, no hint owls. Once again, it's muscle memory. I play with these guys a lot, especially Xita. We always use hint owls. It's muscle memory at this point. Oh, and using hooks. Oh, we're gonna see an interesting trick here. So what you can do if you have at least a hook shot, you can do it with either boots or bombs. You can clip into like the little edge of the pod, and then you can hook shot yourself into the pod. Xita, you can do this. I know you can do this, Xita. Come on, dude. And as I expected, Crrool. There we go. That was it. There's a little soft lock there as well. Once you are in the pod and you hookshot, first press left. If you don't do that, you just soft lock in the game and you're completely locked. You cannot do any actions. It has happened to me before, I can tell you. But yeah, as expected, Crrool is making the swamp play. And this can really make or break it. If there's something important here, there's a big chance Xita's not going to get it for a while, because what opened with the mids and the Fire Rod. Swamp is now a location that Xita wants to hold off for as long as possible. And there you go. Xita actually opting to go for bomb strats. There's one. And there is 2 that counted. That's 3. That is 3. Yeah, so 2 more bombs. That's 4. And then 1 more. Ooh, barely. And that's out of... There it is. There it is. It was in range. Well done. Well done. So we've seen 2 different strats on how to beat Helma, which is nice. Runner showing off. Xita probably not happy with the smoky there, but... Alright, so over on Crrool's side, Crrool entered Swamp, got the 300 rubies in as the first item, so there's 5 more left. Swamp is fully clearable. Xita does go back in for the last item. It's not going to be happy to find it out. Yeah, Xita is going to take a little break from playing there as well. Just waiting till the tiles are gone. So Xita can relax further on. Meanwhile, we see Crrool in Pendant Swamp. Alright, 5 more items left. First one over here, potentially. Oh, it's a Sword Upgrade. Okay. Okay. That's not bad. It's not specifically what you're looking for because there are 2 other Sword Upgrades in the game. Big chance Xita's not gonna get this one. Unless there are 3 in here, then he needs to go here. Because you actually need a Master Sword to damage Ganon. So Xita, are you gonna do Spiral Cave? Are you gonna do Spike Cave? And that's Spiral Cave. That was an easy decision. Makes sense. Just to give you a little bit of knowledge, Xita hates Spike Cave. It's it's the worst location in the game according to him. So yeah, we're gonna see a left side check here from Crrool. Potentially, this might be map and compass, which is really, really dumb. I don't think he found either of those yet. Pretty sure he didn't. So left side might be... Left side is always the check, like, do I want to do it? I mean, no. But should I do it? Eh. You see a lot of runners opt to go for the back first. And then after, if there's still items missing, go to the left side anyways. Full clear it. And meanwhile, we see Xita going to ice. Not a bad play. 3 items right there. Xita has the Cane of Samaria. So we're going to see a little trick called Icebreaker coming up soon. Our left side had 2 items. Not the 2 items you want. So... Besides the sword, Swamp right now is pretty empty. Xita's still on the fighter stick, but knowing that the hookshot kills the Pangators instantly. Making good use of that. Crrool skipping the big chest, doesn't have the big key yet, can be in the back, can even be on the boss, which is kinda. Okay, so Xita is gonna flip the switch here, and walks back and goes to the right for Icebreaker. Also, there's no mill upgrade yet, which kind of shocks me. Okay. Xita making good work of that anti-fairy. And now, watch what Xita's gonna do. Gonna pick the cane. Gonna line himself up. Gonna move the block. Hopefully. Using some pause buffers. There we go, and there we go. As as you, oh, that's bombos. Ooh, that's good. That is good. So as you can see right there, walls are just a mere suggestion in this game, depending on what items you have. I'm not gonna go into detail how that works. it's Mario's just broken, dude. All right, and blind is on Ice Palace balls. I believe I have seen Moldorm on the Swamp balls, and I think there's one item left, which is in the big chest potentially. I haven't seen the big key yet, so it can either be on the boss or the big, the big key locked itself. There's a one-eyed Moldorm for you. I wonder about that depth perception. There is the big key. So Crrool needs to go back for that last item if he wants to. Gets the first pendant. Do keep in mind, there can be stuff on the pedestal. That is an option, so the pendant might not be a true waste. Because Swamp so far, it had a sort of grade, not particularly necessary to beat the game. Not with two other sort of grades in the game there as well. So Xita with the bombos, making good use of that in the stealth, not the stealth room, the freezer room, I should say. Xita going to Ice Tea room. It's a room that you want to skip, but can't always skip. There's the big key. That's okay. That's not nice. There's the bug net in Swamp. Yay. Ooh. But yeah, big key in Ice Tea room is kind of it's kind of gross. It's kind of gross. I'm not gonna lie. So now it needs to go all the way around to get to the big chest. I wonder what Crrool is gonna do next. Probably gonna dip into Skullwoods. Especially with the fire rod, just can't full clear it. So that's actually a good play. I don't think Crrool has a lot left anyways. At this point. That's how much the Titansmiths can lock. We're first gonna check Magic Bat, which I mean I get that, especially once you go to Skullwoods, you don't want to go back all the way for the blacksmiths. But all right, one more hit on blind, and there we go. Xita beat blind for the 4th crystal right there. I'm fully aware that he can actually pull the Turtle Rock crystal if the boss is not a Trinex. Which is the only thing that holds them back right now is the Trinex, the only boss that can hold them back. Trinex is the only boss they can't beat with the current equipment. But then again, we don't know if there is a Trinex in this seed at all. Crrool taking the portal to the castle again. I would say this is a catfish play. Meanwhile, Xita is gonna dig it up and get that heart piece. Let's go. I wonder if Xita is gonna go for that Quake on the library. I guess he will. Looks like it, yeah. I mean, smart decision. You don't know what Mire is. Potentially you need to go into Mire. Potentially you don't. But you don't want to find out. You need to go to Mire and find out. Oh, it's Quake. I need it. So better safe than sorry, I guess. So here's the thing. Xita is in a spot where he can beat Skullwoods. He can potentially beat Turtle Rock. I can't say beat Skullwoods because Trinex cannot be in the boss room of Skullwoods because of technical limitations. Oh, Catfish there with a mill upgrade. There it's hiding. Okay. But yeah, because of room limitations, not every boss can spawn in the Skullwoods boss room. Trinex is one of them. So, for sure, Xita knows that he can beat Skullwoods. Turtle Rock, potentially. There might be a vanilla Trinex there. And that means if he can clear Turtle Rock, he has 6 crystals. So he can go to GT, which is 27 items, 1 map, 1 compass, 1 big key, and a couple small keys. So that means there is 20 items left. So yeah, have fun with that. Meanwhile, Crrool is going for Graveyard Ledge now. I think at this point, Crrool's just hoping to find the gloves. Or at least the Titan's mitts, I should say. Xita going into the back of Skullwoods. Did the front, of course. I think there's 1 more item left. So he's going to the item under the bridge first. Mirror out. Find a small key. Okay. So yeah, I was wrong. There can be a small key in the back. So that should be recently updated logic, I think. But yeah, there can be small key in the back. So that means the last item is either on the boss or is in the big chest. Or the big chest holds the big key itself. Because just like Swamp, the Skullwoods is a dungeon you can clear without a big key. The only reason you need a big key for is the big chest. Which potentially you don't even need to open. Alright, what boss is here in Skullwoods? We're hoping for a Helmicopter, of course. What's it today? Oh, it's Lenmolas. And with silver arrows, Lenmolas is kind of a joke. Okay, so Crrool now going into Skullwoods will be able to clear it on 1 go. There is the big key! That's the 2nd big key on a boss. Oh, jolly. That's 2 out of 2. Alright. Crrool's gonna walk past, gonna first go to Pop Prison. Makes a lot of sense. Because once you open that chest, a lot of pits will occur there. So getting this first, then go back to the other chest, finding the mitts. I wonder how Crrool's feeling about that. Alright, so Xita's going back into Skullwoods, getting that big chest. We're gonna see a bomb jump here. And got it first try. Nice. For Ether, okay, so if Xita needs to go to Mire, he knows he has the medallion required because he has all the medallions. Crrool just actively opted to go out of Skullwoods. That's an interesting one. Is gonna go to the mountain first. Okay. Crrool probably well, wants the boots, obviously, but probably is gonna hope for an early GT as well. And Crrool got that rocked. That happens sometimes. That rogues are annoying. But yeah, I can only guess that Xita is gonna go to Turtle Rock, is hoping to be able to clear it, and then go to Ganon's tower. Crrool making good use of the mirror. So there's a little trick that if you use a mirror in a cave and you push a block, it disappears. Do mind you, this only works in caves. It doesn't work in a dungeon because it will send you back to the beginning of the dungeon. And yes, that happened to runners before. So that only works in caves. Alright, so Xita entering Turtle Rock, which is a 6th crystal. We're gonna check what Turtle Rock is. Knows it's bombos. And Xita's gonna use a little trick here. It's gonna shoot the torches with the fire rod, then gonna use the hook shot to actually hook shot over to the torch, let himself drop down, and then enter the door. It's slightly faster, or well, a lot faster. Yeah. Dashing through it, finding a small key and the big key. So 2 small keys and a big key in the front. No items yet. Turtle Rock has 5 items, by the way. Meanwhile, Crrool is getting the boots. Crrool wants to go fast. And that was pretty much the only reason. Okay, so Crrool just wanted the boots. Probably gonna do some boot checks now. By the looks of it, Crrool is going to Ice Palace, I would say. I would say this is an Ice Palace. Oh, Xita died, but still had the ferry, right? Yeah. Xita still had the ferry. I remembered it this time. Xita died in Chain Jump Room. Chain Jump Room is not a friendly room. Xita's still in Green Mill. Chain Jumps do 4 hearts of damage with Green Mill. Also, getting the compass, seeing that it's Cold Stare, so knowing that he can get the 6th crystal, knowing that he can go to GT. Crrool going into Ice Palace. It's gonna be stoked to find bombos there. I do wonder where are our other sort of raids. Unless they're in a really weird and awkward spot. Xita is in the lead, I would say. For sure. Speaking of swords, there you go. So that wasn't lava chest. So what? Just to give a little check on what they still need. They potentially still need an ice rod, and then they need either the book or the flute for desert access. We know that Crrool still needs the bombos. Gonna find it here in Ice Palace. So no worries there. So that's basically what they need for Go mode. They do have the Mesa Sword now. They have the silvers. They're fine. Hammer, Samaria, Fire Rod. So potentially Ice Rod and then book or flute for their Go mode. So you see Crrool go a different direction here. Crrool opting to not go for Icebreaker, but going the vanilla route away, or all the way around. So that's how you usually should do this dungeon. Of course, we know the tricks that we're not doing that. Okay, so Xita going to Mimic Cave right here. Can be an interesting location. Once the full magic, can you get that? Oh. There we go. Nice. job. And there is another. Oh, okay, so there are all our swords. Xita is on bacon. I think it's a big chance that Crrool is gonna be on the gold sword after Turtle Rock. That's the second item of Turtle Rock as well. Crrool checking the boss, sees it's blind, is like, okay, I can do that. Crrool finding his bombos. I wonder if Crrool goes to TR first or gonna finish Skullwoods before going to TR. And there's another small key. There's one more small key on Laser Bridge, guaranteed. And I think there's still a map, and then there's 3 items left. I think that's what it is. So map can be on Laser Bridge or at the boss. Crrool making good work of that sword on the ice. A very convenient way to get over there. And then use the boots to get into the staircase. Alright, let's see what Laser Bridge has for us. At least 2 items, potentially 3. We're gonna see it regardless. Xita actually opting to bomb the wall there, take the safety exit. So when he dies, he will actually just go back to this point and not start halfway through the dungeon again. Case in point. There you go. Oh, I had another fairy. Oh, I missed that. There's some money. Now making use of the of Brian's cane. Have some invincibility frames. There's the half magic. That's really, really convenient. And there's the small key. So I guess that means the map is on the boss. Or did he pick up the map as a second item? I don't remember. Either way, he needs to do the boss anyways. So we'll see in a hot minute. Crrool's gonna go to the big chest, picking up that item. Gonna see that's just 10 arrows. And is gonna make its way to blind there. So because Crrool has Cane of Samaria, he can just do this. Doesn't have to go back around. What is intended, but we don't do intended here. Come on. Alright. Shooting the puffballs into the spikes makes them actually take more damage. And that was a nice quick work there. Yeah, as expected, the map on the boss. There's the 6th crystal. So I can only imagine Xita going straight to Gen's Tower. The other options right now are finishing Pendant Eastern with no items, going to Pendant Swamp, or turning in Pyramid Fairy. I think there's a couple of boot checks as well. I don't think either of the runners have checked King's Tomb, Bonk Rocks. So there's that as well. Crrool taking it easy. Yes, very good. Noticing he was low on health, pulled out the Brian's cane and beat blind in that way. So good job for Crrool, getting his 4th crystal. And now Xita entering GT. So usually when we enter GT, we play a little game where the big key is, 1 to 22. I mean, we can guess that, but then again, that's not the go mode yet. Because we know that we still need a book or a flute, so that the biggie is not the real go mode of this seed. And potentially Ice Rod as well, don't forget that. There's gonna be an Ice Rod hunt, who knows? Okay, small key in Hope Room, that's good. I think that means Xita is opting to go to the right side right away. Is he gonna do Tile Room? Xita pulling out the cape, that's gonna be a Tile Room play. And an interesting thing in this game, if you wear a cape and you hold the wall, you won't lose any magic. How that works, I don't know, but it works. It's magic, indeed. It's not magic, but it's magic. So while we wait on this towel room, Dago, do you have any words to say?
Yes, of course I have something to say. We are currently raising money for the Mind Foundation, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues and support everyone who is dealing with mental health issues themselves or someone around them. So all your donations from this marathon are going to the Mind Foundation today, so make sure to get some donations in as well. We currently are at 731 euros. That's an amazing amount. We are a couple of hundred euros short to pass the milestone of BSG Online 1, so there is still a bit of room there. These runners are putting on a great show, so maybe if we get some donations in, we could pass that goal. But if you want to support Mind Foundation, make sure to show them some love, give them or consider donating some money over to that foundation.
All right. We see Xita. That's actually the first shield. Wow, that's pretty late. Okay. Xita getting the mill grade. Xita, I've waited a long time in towel room just for a small key. That's not the thing you want to find. And now goes straight to the ice armos. And I wonder what boss we will see there on ice. Crrool going to Turtle Rock. Is gonna full clear that, we know that. I mean, he doesn't know yet, but we know. And even though it looks like Xita is in the lead, this is still not over. This still could be an ice rod hunt. This could be a hunt for a book, for a flute, for anything. I mean, a randomizer isn't over till it's over. Trust me on that one. Okay, it's blind on ice. At least I see what you did there. Haha. That was a double pun. It was C and ice. Ah.
Not again.
All right, for the last straw, Xita is using Brian's Gain. Easy damage, and there we go. A little bit of lag there, because there's a lot happening on screen, but I guess Xita will take that. All right, big key chest. There is the flute. Oh, and the second shield, of course. So the flute, this is potential go mode. If there is no Trinix in the seat, we don't need an ice rod. And Xita is in go mode. We don't know that yet. It depends on is there a Trinix or not. But the flute there, oh, that is big. That is actually big. The small key, Xita's gonna take that. Xita's gonna take the left side now. I do wonder, if Xita finds the big key, is he gonna go all the way back for that big chest? That's what I'm wondering. Another small key. Crrool is getting the tempered sword right there. Gonna pick up the butter sword soon. I mean, I don't see any reason why he would skip Mimic Cave. Maybe feeling behind or something like that, but knowing that he needs a couple more items, he is not gonna skip that, I guess. So that's the big advantage that Crrool has at this point. It has butter, and that's something Xita probably won't ever see. Unless the ice rod is on. But there's one scenario in which Xita needs to go to Swamp at this point, and that's when there is a Trinix in the GT climb and the ice rod is on the pedestal. That's pretty much the only thing why he would go to Swamp at this point. So it's a stretch, but there is life support there. Alright, Crrool going to Mimic Cave, getting the gold sword. There is more rupees. Both having 1,500 rupees, not needing anything anymore. It's convenient for buying potions, but that's about it. Where is the gold sword? And we see a map, we see... There is the big key. That was what? 21? No, it was 20 actually. 21 because he did tile room, so it's 21. Is opting to go for the big chest. I don't blame him for that. Knowing that Zita doesn't have an ice roll yet, and knowing that there is one more location where that Trinex could be, or two actually, could also be on the desert boss for all three shields in Cannon's Tower. Oh boy. Alright, so we're gonna start the climb right here. So we don't know if we are in go mode or not. Alright, Crrool making his way to Laser Bridge. Gonna get that half magic, he's gonna be pleased with that. One of the better things to find in this current state. So, also opt to go for the safety exit. Once again, not blaming them for doing that. I can fully understand that decision. Crrool brute forcing his way into there. Oh, unfortunate. But did he have another fairy? Yeah, he did. And Zita actually picking up the safety here, getting the fairies, taking the bonk before going into the climb. There's the smoky that Crrool needed. Crrool going to Cold Stare right now, pulling his 5th crystal. I can see it happening. Crrool goes to Pyramid Fairy before going to Skullwoods, potentially. And I also see Crrool going to check GT for the crystals, and then going to Spike Cave, which is interesting because that's a location that I don't see Zeta doing anytime soon. So that could be spicy. Alright, Crrool's going up to Cold Stare. Moment of truth for Zeta. Is there a Trinex here? Yes, there is! Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, we have an Ice Rod hunt. Oh boy. I mean, well, this is a moment where Zeta checks Spike Cave, of course. After I said I don't see him do it that soon. I mean, to be fair, there is no other moment where he would check it at this point, so... But yeah, Crrool doing a good fight on Cold Stare there. Finishing up Turtle Rock, getting his 5th crystal. Spike Cave not it. Spike Cave not it. So Crrool, 5 crystals, has the 2 reds, can go for Pyramid Fairy. Probably gonna notice, hey, I can't open GT yet. Nope. Not even gonna check what the requirements are. Oh boy. Going to Spike Cave right away. And Zeta is going to activate the flute to go to the Mire area. Right. Right, that's the smart thing to do. That is the thing to do. Alright, I wonder what Crrool's gonna do next. Probably finish up Skullwoods, I would say. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing he has left. Well, there are some boot checks. There is Bonk Rocks, there is King's Tomb. And there we go, the duck is unstuck. We can now use the bird to fly away. Crrool is opting to go for... going to the Dark World there. I wonder what Crrool's up to right here. I'm not entirely sure what Crrool's going to do. Xita, on the other hand, is going to get a few potions right there. Oh, of course, Crrool's gonna do Pyramid Fairy. I just mentioned that. Right. And there we have Xita with the mountain, the mire play. So he can go into mire, he can go into desert. I mean, he doesn't have to check what medallion is required, knowing that he has all medallions. Crrool taking the easy way out there, going to the pyramid, open Pyramid Fairy. And let's see what Pyramid Fairy has for us. It has a heart container and a heart piece. That's unfortunate. Pyramid Fairy not paying off. Meanwhile, in Mire Shed, we have rupees. And we have more rupees. Yay! All right. So I guess it makes sense. Xita is going to desert. Gonna go to desert right away. I don't recall Xita checking Mire or the desert ledge, not Mire Shed, desert ledge. I don't think he did. Probably gonna do that after getting his checks here in desert. Would assume. That's one item. There is yes, it's in King's. Oh. It's in King's Tomb. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's okay. Okay, this is giving Crrool life. This is actually giving Crrool life. Okay, that's the second item. So Xita knows once he pulls the big key out of here, he can just mirror. Doesn't have to go back. Got both items. Is gonna go back. Is gonna go back probably to find the compass. So while Xita is doing that, Dago, I think you have something to say, right?
Yes, I do. We got a 69 euro donation from Domain. Nice and even total amount. Good play, Crrool and Xita. Good commentary wiki as well. Thank you so much for your $69 donation, which makes it perfectly round 800 euros we've raised so far. Let's go!
Let's go. Thank you, Tillman, for that 69. Nice. I appreciate that, dude. Alright, so Xita got the map, so the compass is on the boss, doesn't know what boss there is. Imagine it being another Trinex. That would be fun, right? Alright, so Crrool is now finishing up Skull Woods. And then probably going, I would say going to GT. I don't think there are many options left at that point for him as well. Knowing that he can't go to desert, can potentially clear Eastern once again without an item, knowing that there is no access to the Mire area. So I would say that would be his play right there. And there is another Cold Stare. Xita making quick work of that Cold Stare. Crrool's making quick work of the back of Skullboots, going to the boss right away. And there is the compass. Yeah, thanks game. We already knew what the boss was. Good. All right, that's 7 crystals, but it's not over because that ice rod. But this is an interesting case because Crrool's go mode is going to be Flute, while Xita's go mode is going to be Ice Rod. Weird glitch happening there. Escalators doesn't seem to work, but yeah, they work. They work. All right, Xita is going to Meyer. This is buying Crrool some time because we know that Meyer is not going to have what Xita needs. I understand the play. There's items in Meyer. It's also a green pendant, so it will give you an extra item at Sasha's. So I can fully understand this play, especially when you just came out of desert as well. So this is a very reasonable play. I mean, we know it's not the right one, but that's just what we know. That's not what Xita knows. That's also not what Crrool knows. So 6 crystals right there. I wonder what Crrool is thinking right now. And Xita, of course, once you don't want a Godmire, it's actually a Godmire with the big key in the first chest. Of course it is that way. Of course it is that way. That's the first item out of Meyer, a heart container. Crrool showing us the vanilla way how you need to do this. So, sorta. Finding Ether is not particularly gonna be pleased with that. Xita opting to skip the left side for now, hoping that it's not necessary. There is the compass. The compass shows it. Is it? It's Vidi. It's a vanilla Vitreous in Meyer. And I'm thinking about what bosses we haven't seen yet. I don't think I've seen a moth so far. I think that's about it. Let me guess. Yeah. Yeah, Moth is the only boss we haven't seen yet. And we haven't seen Argus, by the way. Argus is also a boss we haven't seen. For sure. So, Crrool... Oh yeah, Crrool still has the whole blacksmith sequence that he can do. He only checked Magic Bat, if I recall correctly. So we have hammer bags, we have blacksmiths, we have purple chest. So far, Xita only finding one item going to the back. Potential, there is another item on the left side. Or it can be on the boss. I don't know what there was in the big chest though, so I might be wrong about that. Yes, there's that bottle. So having all 4 bottles. There's the purple chest. Crrool mirroring out. Gonna save and quit for sure. I'm gonna turn that in. Crrool. Can dash. It's still there though, conveniently. Giving him a second chance, but yeah, you can dash when you have the purple chest behind you. All right, Vanilla Vidi. With silvers, it's kind of a joke. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It's just a joke. Vidi's so easy with silvers. Still good job on Xita's end. And there's the green pendant. And I think those were the 2 items as well. So Xita knows that he doesn't have to go to the left side for a key in a map, I think. Meanwhile, I think this is Crrool's play to GT. And I wonder what Xita's gonna do next. Is he actually gonna go for all the pendants? Oh, he's gonna go to Sank. Does he remember he hasn't done back of escape yet? We'll see. No, I think this is the Kingstoon play. Oh. Yeah. This is Kingstoon. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 hour, 49 minutes and 48 seconds. We are in go mode. So the only thing that Xita has to do now is do the climb and beat Ganon, and he is done. So Xita making use of that spin speed. The one thing with spin speed is if you hit a ledge, you immediately jump off. Usually you need to like walk up a ledge to a ledge for like 2 seconds. Well, 1 second, don't exaggerate. But before you jump off. But with spin speed, you jump off instantly. It has the same, how do you say that? It's the same mechanics as jumping off a ledge while you're running, basically. If you use your boots, you will also instantly jump off a ledge. All right, Crrool is going to the right side first. Gonna go to a hope room, hoping for an early Bicky, maybe. Get the small key. Is actually gonna go back. So he's gonna go left side first then. Gonna go left side first. Gonna find that big key there. I wonder if Crrool's gonna bail out and hope the item, either the book or the flute, is in the climb. Because for Crrool, book can still be enough to be desert. Crrool doesn't exactly need the flute. But yeah, Xita is starting climb right now. I do wonder where that peak is though. It could be on pad, I guess. Which is kind of a joke. It is possible. It is definitely possible. That's the dumb part. Both runners now up to 14 hearts, by the way. Both have a blue mill, both in different locations. I think Xita got it in GT. Crrool got it in Swan. Not in Swan. No. Crrool got it somewhere. Catfish. That was it. It was in Catfish. So the location that Xita never checked. And never will check. Once again, taking the safety. Only having 4 hearts, so that's a smart move. Crrool coming up on Rando Room where he's gonna find the big key. I wonder what his thought process is gonna be here. Am I just gonna wing it? Am I just gonna hope the item is in the climb? Or am I gonna actually complete the rest until I find that item? Finding a map, finding the heart piece, finding the Bicky. Another heart piece, he's going on, as expected. So it's pretty likely to say that also for Crrool, the flute will be a go mode. Flute will be the item that get them to desert. Oh. All right. So having half magic makes Trinix a lot easier. Fun thing about Trinix in this room I don't think a lot of people know it, but there is a way to get his, in the second part, there is a way to get him off screen enough to open the door, so you don't have to beat this one. It's very finicky, but it can happen. I don't think it's worth the wait for that though. Zita making quick work of that Trinex. And then Crrool actually using his sword beams to do some damage to Blind. The wizard room that Zita just did is always so satisfying to watch when you have the Cane of Samaria. It's so good. All right. Also a little bit of lag on Crrool's side there. Blind dodging the cane there. Whoa. There we go. There is the flute. There is the shield. And also 1 minute 55 minutes, and I think it was 12 seconds, is go mode for Crrool. Zita's not even checking items. He believes he's fine with the bacon sword. He is. Don't even worry about it. Not looking for that butter sword. Not looking for a mill upgrade as well. And there is... it's vanilla Moldor. Okay, sure. Now, but what I was talking before, there are certain boss rooms that can spawn all the bosses. This is one of those rooms as well. There's no... Trinex cannot spawn here. Argus cannot spawn here. Armos Knights cannot spawn here. Lemolas cannot spawn here as well. That's all because of the room limitations, because of the way the room is shaped. If I forgot a boss, I'm sorry. But I think that covered them all. Alright, let's see if Zita knows his geometry right. Doesn't look like it. That happens. That could have been a triple. I think he got 2-0-1-1 so far, so 2 more hits. To get it done. That's 1. Yeah, they're a bit of cycle. This is kind of weird. Oh, they're back in cycle again. Oh, got hit by the blue balls. 1 more hit. And there we go. Zita up to Ganon. Crrool clearing the GT climb and then has to go back to... First to Kakariko to activate the flute, then going to Desert to finish that off. Alright, what does Ganon has to say? Something about bacon. I mean, he would know. Alright, Zita using the cape strats there. 2 more damage. Didn't get the first cycle though. That's alright. And yes, because of the butter sword, Crrool is gonna finish off Trinex slightly faster. Only need 3 sword hits instead of 5 on the heads. But that's nice. Meanwhile, Zita is in the 3rd phase of Ganon. Fire Bat is a little bit annoying, but he'll manage. He'll manage. Look, that's what I meant! There it is! It went off screen, so it just opened the door. And... yeah, now nothing spawns under the pods. There we go. We need to wait for the animation. Oh, we got some nice stuff to see there. Alright. Meanwhile, Xita's almost done. Got the torch glitch. I missed that, but he got the torch glitch. And one more hit. Oh, and that's GG to Xita. No goal claps there. And time for Xita. $1:59.20. That's a sub 2. Xita finished. Crrool is gonna finish this seat off. It would take like a couple minutes. To be fair, it's just getting through this, beat desert, and go to Ganon.
I have one more donation to go through in these last few minutes, I guess, then. We have a €4.20 donation from Ananasi for a good cause. Hard, that is for a very good cause. And yeah, as the screen just said, welp, that happened.
I mean, I guess you could say that, yeah. Well. Oh, Moldorm. Moldorm is taking revenge on Crrool. Moldorm getting beat earlier. It's like, this is my revenge. I'm gonna push you off the ledge because I couldn't do it before.
Finally gets his chance.
Yes. Oh my god, the book was actually on the pedestal. Wow. That's... Oh, that's kind of gross. So yeah, there was no other way than the flute was required for desert. There was just no other way. Oh, was that a triple? Could have eaten one of the hits. That certainly did look like a triple though. That was a double, so at least 4, maybe 5 hits. You're gonna see right here. No, it was 2-2-1 or 2-0-2-1-1. That's it. That's the pattern. All right, geometry was done. So now Crrool has to go back to desert, or well, first to Kakariko to get the flute activated. Go to desert, get the big key, get to the boss, and then finish off Ganon. Who remembers? It's gonna mirror, probably gonna save and quit to activate the flute. There we go. They're gonna activate the flute. We know that the big key was in its vanilla chest. We're gonna see that happening. But listen to this beautiful melody. We can finally hear it on stream. Oh, isn't that beautiful? All right, going straight to 6. Gonna get in the portal. And we're gonna go to desert. Meanwhile, I want to talk about a little bit about the end screen on Xita's side. So you can see he picked up 20 heart pieces, so he misses 4 heart pieces and 4 heart containers for that matter. So that's an interesting thing to know. Never picked up the bug net that was in Swamp. Never picked up the last sword that was in Swamp. Also never picked up the book because, gee, I wonder. There, we're gonna get the small key here. Gonna get the big key on the right side. And then we're gonna see, I think it was Gold Stair that was in there. Alright. Get the key, mirror out, and go straight to the boss. And it's kind of funny to see, like, the beginning of the scene was really, really linear. And if we see what happened now, Xita didn't pick up a sword. They both got a milk crate, which both were a different one. Which makes it kind of interesting that it opened up really, really bad. Or it opened up after they went to the Dark World for the first time. And they both did a pendant dungeon, which were both a different one. Crrool did Swamp, of course, while Xita actually did Mire. But that makes it real interesting. So yeah, we see Crrool here. It was indeed Cold Stair that was on here. So especially with the Butter Sword, Crrool's gonna make quick work of that. Missed the hit, the first hit though, but it's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Nice cornering him. There we go. Corner that Cold Stair. One more hit. There we go. Finding that compass, getting the 7 crystal, and let's go to Ganon. Alright, so I guess he's gonna flute, yeah, okay. He's just gonna flute the floor, get the portal at the castle, and then gonna just drop down to Ganon. Gonna have full health, full magic. He's gonna have, I don't know if he had potions. Not entirely sure. Yeah, with the current equipment, it should be all good. I mean, these guys have done Master Sword Silverless before. They can handle this. Alright. So because of the Butter Sword, it's gonna be a slightly faster first cycle. There is a difference between the Bacon Sword and the Butter Sword in regards to hits. One is 12 slashes, the other is 12 spins, if I recall correctly. Yeah, the Vanilla Sword first cycle is like 6 hits. Second cycle is, I think, 12 hits still. Yeah, it's a significant difference with the Master Sword though. Master Sword is, in total, if you do a Master Sword Silverless, you need 52 spins, and spins are the only way you can hit him. With the Bacon and the Butter Sword, you can just do sword slashes. You don't have to do spins specifically. Alright. So, Crrool is gonna go for Torch, which didn't get it. So if you light the torch right before, or if you light the left torch right before the right torch goes out, the right torch will always stay on. And sadly, Crrool missed it. Xita did get it, however. right? I think one more hit should do it. There we go, and that's GG for Crrool as well. And time. So yeah, can we get a little bit of reaction from the runners, maybe? Can we see if we can get the runners there? Hey, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
What a stupid seed.
Yep. But
I regret doing Swamp before Skull, but I just hate Skull. And it's like, yeah.
harsh lesson. Crystals over pendants.
Yeah, but it was like 6 items over 2 items, and I knew I still needed a bunch
Fair.
of things.
My entire logical routing there was let's dip Skullwood, so I have at least checked it, and then
Yeah,
I can go back later. And I pulled my Titans there, and that was the moment I was like, okay, immediately do like the Smith chain, make sure that's over.
Yeah, no, I at some point halfway through, I kind of picked up that you had the boots, and I hadn't. I didn't yet.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay. When I found the ice rod, it was like, okay. My one out that might give me a shot is if I find ice and there is a Trinex in Ganon. That pulled me back in a little.
A little, yeah. The thing was, I kind of forgot about King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks at that point. But I went up the mountain. I was like, I can do the entire mountain now. I have hookshot, I have everything. Let's check what's on Floating Island. I'll see. And then I already had in my mind to go through the portal of TR to do, the dark part as well. Check what GT had for crystals, then mirror at Hera.
Yeah,
and I walk up there, I see the boots, I'm like, I'm definitely going there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna speed up.
When I went up there the first time, I didn't have Titans yet.
Yeah.
So I knew as soon as I found Titans, okay, let's go to the mountain, let's get that.
But I think one of the stupidest locations was the hammer.
Yeah.
Made me laugh, but...
It made both of us laugh. We found it like 2 minutes apart.
The thing was,
that's when I knew we were still...
Yeah, we were relatively close, because I think it's 2 or 3 minutes.
To be fair, like the beginning of the seed was so linear.
Yes.
There was not a lot of options. And then after that first visit, after Pod, you had you picked up the hookshot in Hype Cave.
Yes.
That gave you access to Village of Outcasts, and that is where the seed completely opened up.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing. I picked up my hookshot there. I was like, check, because we still didn't have a glove.
Yeah.
Because glove locations, like C-shaped house and what was it? Yeah, Skullwoods. It was like, oh god. But yeah.
But
in any case,
that's where the difference came from, really.
What was the
209 for me.
Yeah, for me it was on
1:59:20.
Yeah, so roughly 10
about
minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah,
yeah,
not too bad.
That is basically the difference from picking up that Titans early.
Yeah, I would argue so.
Yeah.
Route really made the difference here.
Yeah,
indeed.
But good race overall, I think.
For sure, for sure.
Sadly, no Helma Copter. Maybe next time.
That Helma in Hera. Oh, that was rough. That was rough.
I used bombs and then shot a silver arrow to his face, and
I mean, I had silvers, but I did do it with hammer. That was brutal.
Yeah,
I was not a fan.
I've learned to at least whenever a Helmasaur is on one of the Moldorm locations, so either Tower of Hera or Moldorm 2, I instantly go to bombs.
Yeah,
Helma is not fun.
I hadn't done Helma in either of those before.
Well,
it was my first experience with it.
I mean, the seed just summarized what happened.
Yep.
It just happened.
Yeah, for sure.
How about that book on pedestal, by the way?
Yeah, I kind of started. I told Box and KC on couch as well, and we started laughing because that was a gross location for a book.
Yeah,
it's a gross location for a book.
Was.
But yeah, I think we made a good show.
Yeah, let's go to some afterthoughts.
And then
dinner.
BSG already.
Dinner. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm up for that.
Good. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks, Wiki, for doing the commentary.
Yeah, thanks for the race. It was really enjoying to watch, and I'm glad that I could do the commentary for this one.
And I think that's going to conclude it for the Legend of Zelda Link to the Past Randomizer race. Great stuff to both everyone, and of course, big for the commentary. We are going to be here for a little bit longer for some closing thoughts, but that's going to be it for the race. So stay tuned for a little bit of afterthoughts afterwards, just closing out the marathon. But it has been an absolute success so far. So make sure to stay tuned for a little bit to listen to our afterthoughts and close it out properly.